All right, so this is a breaking news which has reached the desk of pinaxtv, and it is a very sad news because today, which happens to be a Sunday, as we know, most Christians went to church this morning, and around this time, most Christians are back from church preparing for work tomorrow, God willing, tomorrow Monday. But it seems like one of the biggest men of God in Nigeria and even in Africa, in the whole wide world, I'm talking about Pastor Chris or Yakilume Chris, his church has been engulfed in fire. Now, there's a video we'll be taking a look at, and it just shows the extent of devastation that this whole fire has caused. But thankfully, let us reiterate that no one has been hurt or no one has been reported dead, which means the fire, even though the fire did damage extensively some properties and things extensively, no human lives was lost, which is of course a very big news because we can always replace those things which have been missing or which have been destroyed by the fire. But in terms of life, we can't do anything to replace that. And a critical example was what really happened to the late TB Joshua when his church collapsed in Nigeria. But then there is this whole analogy and this whole thing before we take a look at the video involved and the details of this and even how the fire started. There are people and scores of people on social media who believe that this was targeted. This was a targeted attack towards Pastor Chris. In fact, the real reason why this fire started, people believe that it was to actually, in a way, cause harm to Pastor Chris. But then we'll be diving into the details and even how the fire has started and even what is really going, even what the Nigeria Police Department is saying about it. But then for those of you who've not had a chance to, watch the video of what the fire, the extent that the fire, the damage that the fire caused, let's take a look at this video. When we come back, we'll give you more updates.
This is Christ Embassy, Oregon, as you can see. Say go sound on the church. Say people don't dey inside church, sha. Ah.
Christ Embassy headquarters here at Oregon. As you can see, our men are fighting fire.
Okay, so that was what really happened, and let us reiterate that hopefully no one or no life was kind of lost in this whole tragic event. Now, there is a voice playing in the background, as you can see, the people and the chants as to what really went on, and even people who were kind of shocked as to what really happened and really how all of this unfortunate event even started. Now, as I said earlier on, there are scores of people who have come out to react about this issue, with many saying that we need to really look into this. What really caused the fire? And the Nigerian Police Department, together with the Nigerian Ambulance Department, the Nigerian Fire Department, Lagos to be precise, Lagos Fire Department, we saw them extensively there. And as you can see on the screens, this is a video of them using a high-tech excavator kind of to try and target where the fire started and even try to quench it so that it doesn't spread its tentacles and then damage the other properties extensive. Now, mind you, Pastor Chris himself have come out to break silence about this issue. But then let's give you details about this and even how this started. When we come back, we give you more details. Now, according to the information we are getting, this particular place where the fire or this particular incident, this sad incident happened at the headquarters of the Christ Embassy Church, which is located in Oregon area of Ikeja, Lagos State. And apparently, the whole fire started this Sunday morning. And it's been revealed per multiple videos which has been shared on social media. We've seen that this video shows that the church is being engulfed in flames, and at a point in time we saw bystanders there watching, and later on fire department and then the necessary state agencies in Lagos trooping in to kind of salvage the situation and stop the spread of the fire. Now, according to more information which is coming in, people who were on the ground are saying that church authorities had made their way to the church, with one saying that Christ Embassy's church building is on fire. Now, according to many who witnessed the whole thing, they said that the fire was raging seriously to the extent that the Lagos State Fire Service were working hard. It wasn't easy, because at the point in time it seemed like this whole thing wouldn't have stopped. So they were working harder, and they were trying all their possible best to make sure that the fire will not spread its tentacles. But then currently we are learning that this whole thing is being under control. Now, this is very shocking. We're putting this on the screens now. Exactly 8 years ago, a similar event happened. So that is why a lot of people on social media are coming out with their own kind of theories, and people are also saying that perhaps this whole thing which is going on in terms of the fact that this whole fire Christ Embassy thing is really happening, people are saying that this is a very sad issue, and people also believe that there is something. We need to really look into this, because how come that how is it that 8 years ago a similar thing happened, and we are here again now? We were putting this on the screens for you to know exactly what is really happening, and even how all of this turned out. But so these screenshots that will be put on the screen, this detail the turn of events that happened exactly 8 years ago, that a similar event happened, the same place, the same location, and the same manner. So this has raised a lot of concerns about this, that was this a targeted attack towards Pastor Chris? Certain people, the mastermind behind this kind of attack. What is really going on? So far, what we've realized is that the police is saying that they are focused on trying to kind of solve this whole thing and kind of stop the fire from spreading its wings and perhaps engulfing into other neighboring places. So currently that is exactly what is really going on. Now, as I said, we will be putting a screenshot on the screens. Now, this particular screenshot will detail exactly what really happened, and even why some people believe that this whole church, Pastor Chris Church, which has been engulfed in fire, is kind of something which is being planted or which is being plotted to eliminate Pastor Chris. So as you can see on the screens, this is a screenshot which was shared on social media, and you could see that fire gas Christ Embassy Church in Lagos. Check the date which has been circled. This is 15th of January 2016. So exactly 8 years ago a similar thing happened, just that today is like 6 months more, but then exactly 8 years ago a similar thing happened, and it has led a lot of people to speculate if this whole thing perhaps was a mastermind, or was something which was being planned by certain people, certain persons who don't have favorable ideas or favorable opinions about Pastor Chris. We are yet to see. Pastor Chris himself has broken silence about this issue. At a point in time, he said that whatever is happening, the devil can't stop them, and that indeed was a powerful message, because what is really happening is something that no one will even wish for his or her worst enemy. Now, we'll be following this whole issues closely. At the same time too, we'll be making sure that we'll be monitoring all the development in regards to this whole issue, and where all of this issue would definitely be heading towards.